This is Smart 24 and welcome to Financial Markets with me, Julius Nsubuga, and this is where we give you the best of business broadcasting. Remember, it's all about driving business. And welcome to this Tuesday's broadcast of the Financial Markets, and we are going to be bringing you all kinds of finance news all across the globe, and also we're going to be looking at how the banking sector is performing right now in terms of interest rates, and later on probably we're going to be spending most of our time looking at how the global stock market is, including Uganda's Uganda's stock market. And that will be the market snapshot from the Uganda Securities Exchange, just to have a glimpse on really how the stock market in Uganda is performing, and many of these companies and how they are performing on the stock market. And then probably there is so much in the global stock market news, and well, we're going to be looking at how companies are faring on the different stock markets using the different stock market indices. And basically stay right here with me, and please would you join me at the screen as we basically explore what is happening in the world of finance and the stock market. Well, begin with, we are basically now knowing that probably the central bank rate is currently at 6.5%. And 6.5% basically means that, that is the base interest rate, as I usually basically term it, because that's exactly what it is. It is the base interest rate, and it is the rate at which the, all the other global institutions basically will actually attach Uganda with. So if you talk of Uganda and probably say what is Uganda's interest rate, it will always be 6.5% because it's the base rate. And it's the rate at which commercial banks basically borrow money from the central bank, so that you and I can be able to access that money at a marked up kind of price, so that, we can basically carry on with our different economic activities. So the interest rate still stands at 6.5, and basically it won't be changing anytime soon unless or otherwise, but depending on market conditions, the Bank of Uganda is mandated to basically make a few adjustments for the good of the economy. And also we also saw that the inflation rate as well is also not alarming. It is about 2.7%. It's about 2.7% right now, and it's basically, I think, the lowest. It is the lowest so far in the past 10 years, and we can say that probably we are going to see a much more quicker economic recovery, being that even money is much more cheaper than in recent times, probably in the past 10 years. Yes, so as we're going to be also exploring what is happening around us in terms of the stock market, well, it is quite exciting to basically have this information come to us, because, it is information that basically drives business and also drives decisions as leaders and also as a society. We need to be informed at all times, and this right here at Smart 24 is the Business Information Center, and we will continue to give you the best of what's happening so that you can make the best business, economic and individual decisions. And well, having a look at the stock market, the local stock market, and how it is performing, well, we can see this is the Uganda Securities Exchange market snapshot. This market snapshot is only a representation of what is happening with publicly listed companies here in Uganda, most especially those listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange. And as you can see over here, these figures are always changing all the time. Beware of that. And how the companies here are displayed basically may not really how they're displayed here is not what we are used to like in terms of how other global stock markets basically outlay or probably release their information. So we had to see even much more live broadcasts, live real-time market updates from this wonderful stock market. And just recall that the Ugandan stock market is as old as 22 years since the first company was listed on the Uganda Securities Exchange, and that was 2000. That was Uganda Clays, which was the first company to be listed on the exchange. And now it has grown from 1 to 16 as we speak right now, with MTN, the latest entrant, joining the league of the publicly listed companies right here in Uganda. And just to note that taking a company public is probably something that is critical, and also sometimes it can help put your company to greater heights because you're able to access even much more capital that probably you would have not accessed using other private equity means or probably. But the stock market is a very good way to really gain and also have more funding for the company, although it comes with its ramifications and issues, but it's basically most of the time a very good deal to basically go public. And of course, there are so many fears in business executives today that probably going public you lose a lot of privacy, and that is it, because if you ever want to be a really big company, most of the time, keeping other factors constant, the stock market is a very good way to do that, and to also enable long-time survival and also businesses probably that can last over long periods of time. But of course, keeping other factors constant, there are also very successful private businesses that are really worth billions, also billions of dollars, and that is to also be noted as well. However, this is the outlook of the Uganda Securities Exchange market snapshot as per now. And just recall that the stock market has opened, and these are basically just what basically we have started with this morning. But later on in the evening, of course, you can also check it out just with your smartphone, and you can have a very good outlook of the stock market right here in Uganda. And just to have a look at these companies, starting with the Bank of Baroda Uganda, its share price still remains at 90 shillings per share. And I believe that, these will begin to see even a much more volatile economy, or probably stock market, as time goes by and even more companies come on board. And most of these share prices have remained the same, but nevertheless, we can see a little bit of slight differences here and there. So the Bank of Baroda is trading at 90 shillings per share, and also the British American Tobacco at 15,000 shillings per share. If you ever want, just recall that this share price is the price at which you buy its share. Say, for example, probably if you were to invest in Bank of Baroda and you're an investor, you will have to basically use the share price as the standard, as the constant, because it's the constant at that time when you're buying. So it will be multiplied by the number of shares you're buying, and then you will get the value of the shares that probably you will have to basically inject. Say you're buying about 100 shares in Bank of Baroda. That's basically about 9,000 shillings. 9,000 shillings. So if you have to buy 1 million, just multiply by 90. Probably you have something close to about 90 million shillings. And also looking at the Centum Investment Company is also listed on the exchange is trading at 433.23 shillings per share as we speak right now. And well, also looking at the development, looking at the development finance company of Uganda is basically trading at 554 shillings per share. Looking at also the Cipla Quality Chemical Industries Limited is basically trading at 93.22 shillings per share. And also looking at the East African Breweries Limited is basically trading at about, this is basically about 4,922.80 shillings per share. Well, Equity Bank Limited is trading at 1,600.62 shillings per share. And looking at KCB Group, we have 1,399.60 shillings per share. And just recall that these figures basically keep changing, and also you can see that we have quite a number of Kenyan cross-listed companies. Almost half of them are Kenyan, and the other half is basically Uganda. We have about 9 Ugandan companies here, and the rest are basically Kenya. And so looking at MTN Uganda, yes, being aware that most of us have basically bought into these shares. Basically, when it was coming to the close of last year, many of us basically had to buy into the latest entrant, into the IPO, initial public offering. So MTN Uganda is trading at 180 shillings per share, trading at 180 shillings per share. And of course, also you can see there that you have National Insurance Corporation also trading at about 5.10 shillings per share. It's 1:30, and so we have to go for a very short commercial break. And well, I'm going to be right back with lots and lots of other updates regarding the Ugandan stock market, and also what is happening in the world of the global stock market.